Today on SAU News, NPR journalist Michel visits Southern and shares advice on making sense in a polarized world.
Campus life group leaders get creative to attract membership.
And we'll take you to 423 Night Market, a hotspot for student entrepreneurs hosting their own personal pop-up shops.
These stories and more are coming up.
SAU News starts now.
Welcome to SAU News. I'm Casey Scavella.
I'm Elise Baltadano. Our weekly newscast is brought to you by SJC Productions in the School of Journalism and Communication.
A nationally known journalist was on campus this week. NPR host Michel visited classes, shared a lunch with faculty, and delivered an evening lecture. Her warm and engaging personality was an inspiration to many.
I have to tell you, that's been a really great day here. It's just been a really great day.
Michel was this year's speaker for the Arlen Sauls Lecture Series, sponsored by the School of Journalism and Communication. During the 90-minute program, she answered questions from audio producer David Barriswain. The focus, our polarized culture and politics.
I think we need to understand that we are in a crisis. We are in an information crisis. We are in a democracy crisis.
Among other contributing factors, Martin blamed media organizations who put clicks over substance.
You know, if things evoke a strong reaction, that's what you get more of. That's what gets the click. My personal view is some of this is driven by markets. I mean, the fact that there are companies that thrive on hating people.
Audience members were invited to text in their own questions. Some asked, what can news consumers do? Martin's answer, monitor your news feed. As she put it, practice information hygiene.
I don't think it's too much to ask that we care enough about our democracy to protect it and to nurture it. And one of the ways you do that is by being sure that what you see and what you share, especially what you share, is true.
Earlier in the day, Martin met with journalism students and attended a convocation on the history of journalism and its role preserving a strong democracy. She praised the Southern Accent staff for expanding its coverage of the Collegedale community.
I think the data is very clear that communities that don't have robust local news really suffer for it. The relationships suffer for it. The polarization is greater. People have less trust in each other. They don't see each other.
Many express appreciation for Martin's tough but truthful critique of America's media.
Everything she was saying was something that could be said to both the liberal echo chambers and the conservative echo chambers.
Just the way that she was so down to earth about how she just gets in there and tells the truth even if it's really hard was really inspiring to me.
Martin's advice for up-and-coming journalists, have faith, work hard, and it will be okay.
When I've run my leg of the race, I'm hoping that others of you will pick up that baton and be better than I was, and smarter than I was, and faster than I was, and take us to the next level of where we need to be.
The evening program also paid tribute to Lynn Sauls, a former SJC chairman and professor. The 90-year-old passed away last month. The SJC continues to solicit donations to fund the lecture series that bears his name.
423 Night Market continues to grow in popularity. As SAU News reporter Victor Adala shows us, the Student Association event gives student entrepreneurs a chance to showcase their business and talents.
Since its debut, it has captured the hearts of students and local community members, making it one of the most popular events held on campus. This year's 7th annual 423 Night has brought an even larger audience to participate. Over 70 student vendors participated in the event. As always, students enjoyed varieties of food, thrifting, and collecting art.
Strawberry crochet thing, one of my favorites for sure. I also bought little friends with a plushie, one of these as well, with the yellow hat. It's super cute. I think my favorite stuff has been the crochet.
We're here at the Student Association office where many of the events are planned. They've been working so hard this semester to put together events that students will enjoy. Furthermore, they're also looking forward to the next 423 night next spring. Since the event was held the same time as Alumni Weekend, the alumni had the opportunity to participate in the event, bringing more business and opportunities to vendors.
I'm selling right now is my little brand that I'm putting up for myself. It's called Anyo Boy. Actually, I just got inspired to do my Indonesian fabric called batik, and I want to add that to my streetwear. So like these are some examples that I actually have been selling pretty well. Most of my most sold is actually the Indonesian fabric that I talked about. So yeah. This is Anyo Boy.
This is Victor Adala, SAU News.
If you missed this year's 423 Night Market, no worries. There's another one scheduled for spring.
Southern is known for its diverse student body. Each Sabbath morning, you find a great example of that at Emerge, a student-led church. Earlier this month, the worship service featured a parade of nations to celebrate diversity on campus. SAU News reporter Tensi Reed takes us there.
Merge members gathered around at Wright Hall to prepare for the parade. Students participating in the parade wore cultural garments and held a flag to represent one of the nations. Merge pastor Reginald Horton plans an international Sabbath every year for students.
We wanted to celebrate diversity here on the campus. This is what we call our International Sabbath. So you can see behind me a bunch of flags. And so we were just honoring the diversity by which God has brought to us on this campus.
Merge invited Oakwood University Drumline to lead the Parade of Nations from Wright Hall to College Dell Academy. The parade cut through the street, past Isles Gym and the University Church. Joshua Orite, the leader of the Pride Drumline, led the direction of the parade.
We are called really the Pride of Oakwood University. And the Pride is an acronym. What the acronym stands for is precision, rhythm, integrity, dedication, and excellence. So we're more than just a drum line. What we try to do is incorporate the Pride lifestyle into every little thing that we do.
The event didn't end when the parade arrived at church, but the service continued with music, a panel discussion featuring a Southern student and faculty members talking about their experience of leaving their home countries and coming to America. The drumline played one more set to close out the service. This has been Tincy Reed reporting for SAU News.
This semester, Merge service relocated from Linwood Hall to College Dell Academy Elementary School gym, near the University Church.
The sound of roaring engines filled the valley during this year's Homecoming Vintage Car Show. SAU News reporter LaRon Matheson reports how this attraction keeps people coming back year after year.
Alumni and car enthusiasts from the community gathered outside the WSMC to enjoy a classic auto show. The Homecoming Weekend show had a display of about 40 classic cars that represented over 75 years of automobile history. And for some, this event was a trip down memory lane.
I want every car I had seen when I was a kid that people drove in high school and I couldn't afford them. Now I can afford them, I'll buy every one and get my hands on them.
There were several unique and interesting vehicles, including a Humvee, a 1948 Willys Jeep wagon, and this 1941 Chevy truck.
I was able to speak to some of the owners of the cars, and everybody shared a love for cars ever since childhood.
For Southern alum Bert, his passion for classic cars isn't just a personal joy, it's about sharing the love of automobiles with others.
I just like to share them with people and hope they enjoy seeing them.
For SAU News, I'm LaRon Matheson.
The car show is always held the Sunday of Alumni Weekend.
In the Middle East, war continues to rage on between Israel and Hamas forces. The regional conflict is drawing attention from students. Here in the U.S., some universities have seen protests against the war and call for a ceasefire. But so far, Southern has not witnessed this kind of outrage. Still, some students are keeping a close eye on developments.
Yeah, I've been following news in Israel, the war. It's actually been affecting my immediate family. I have an uncle in Lebanon right now, and so they're kind of worried about everything over there, so they're thinking of actually trying to move out back to the Philippines.
The history department recently held a teach-in seminar to help students understand the historical background of the Middle East and why the area is so volatile.
University life groups are a popular way to grow spiritually, connect with others, and get worship credits. SAU News reporter Cindy Hernandez tells us how leaders get creative to attract more people.
The Love, Joy, Peace, and Picnics group takes a different approach to connecting with members. Instead of meeting in classrooms, the group has embraced the fall weather, creating memories through outdoor picnics, games like hide and go seek, and trying new food combinations together.
Don't split her up.
The life group leader, Allison Grundy, says her love for spending time with friends is what inspired her to start this group.
I definitely think one thing that helps us all connect is just being outside, everyone coming in good humor, just like knowing that they're gonna hang out and have a good time. Another thing that is a rule that I made for my life group is that it's a gossip-free zone. So I think that really helps us connect.
Emma, are we sharing? Wait, can you pass me your phone?
No, this is all.
Life groups, as we've just heard, are about making connections, discovering new interests, and making friends. They're not just groups, but they're communities.
Leaders have always been able to personalize their life groups depending on their hobbies or interests. The Office of Ministry and Missions challenges students to be part of 6 different types of life groups, which can include activities such as acting, crafts, pickleball, hiking, and more.
So the OMM team is all here to support both the coaches as well as all the members, and just really just show God's love and hope that through your time in life group you're blessed and that you make friends for life.
I'm Cindy Hernandez for SAU News.
If you're interested in joining or leading a life group, visit southern.edu/belong.
Just off the promenade, you can find ancient sling stones, arrowheads, and seal impressions belonging to major Bible characters. All can be found in the Lynn H. Archaeology Museum's newest exhibition. SAU News reporter Amanda Blake has more.
Lachish is attacked by Assyrian siege engines and ramps.
The exhibit in Hackman Hall covers Assyrian King Sennacherib's conquest of Lachish, a royal city in ancient Judah. Several artifacts on display were found by Southern students and employees in recent excavations co-directed by the university's Institute of Archaeology director Michel. He says their findings help prove the validity of the Bible.
These 2 artifacts here are very significant because they actually recount Sennacherib's campaigns and mention 2 of the other kings that are mentioned in the Bible, Hezekiah and Merodach-Baladan, the Babylonian king.
It was a Southern student who also discovered an ancient lice comb in Lachish that made headlines worldwide 1 year ago. It's in the Israel Museum now, but in just over a year, the famous comb will cross the Atlantic.
The artifact will be coming to Southern's campus in January of 2025, and it's going to be displayed where I am standing right now, in the center of this very room.
Until that time, visitors can view other unique artifacts, including 6 iron arrowheads. The museum had never displayed the metal before this exhibit. That was museum coordinator Angela Edwards preparing a drying agent to place in a case for the arrowheads. Her favorite items on display are 2 seal impressions belonging to King Hezekiah and the prophet Isaiah, uncovered about 6 feet apart in Jerusalem. The discovery supports what the Bible says about the historical figures.
This really helps people connect physical history with biblical history.
Visitors can also learn about domestic life in Lachish and view a detailed model of the Assyrian conquest. For SAU News, I'm Amanda Blake.
The Lachish exhibit and historic home will be on display until May of next year. So, unbeknownst to me, I actually got to see this exhibit a bit early. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but it was really interesting to see all the miniatures and the little trinkets that they had. It was really fun.
Wow, that's awesome. I'll definitely have to check it out before May of next year.
Definitely.
SAU News is a student-run production here in Southern School of Journalism and Communication. I'm Elise Baltodano.
I'm Casey Scavella. Do you have a newsworthy story? Message us on Instagram at SAU_news.
Thanks for watching. See you next time.